Hurricane Melissa is barreling across Cuba after a hard hit on Jamaica. We're showing you the disaster area and how you can help hurricane victims.
And the government shutdown is leaving travelers stranded. The other life-altering impacts people could feel in just a couple days.
You may be making the final adjustments to your Halloween costume, the eye-opening warning you need to hear before you go trick-or-treating. Those stories and more on today's edition of The Lineup. It's Wednesday, October 29th, 2025.
Hey everyone, I'm NBC 10's Keith Jones.
And I'm NBC 10's Erin Coleman. Let's get you up to speed with what you need to know today, starting in North Philadelphia, where a 7-year-old girl was shot in the backseat of a car. This happened last night on North Marshall Street. Police tell us someone started firing. One of the bullets went through the car and hit the girl at least once in her arm. Family members drove her to the hospital where she is in stable condition. This morning, police are still looking for whoever pulled the trigger. We are tracking Hurricane Melissa right now. It is the most powerful of the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season.
That's right. The hurricane made landfall overnight in Cuba. It happened just after 3 a.m. People living in Cuba are about to see similar destruction we're already seeing in Jamaica. Jamaican leaders are now asking the U.S. for aid. The State Department hasn't said whether disaster assistance response team will head to Jamaica. Their government hopes to reopen all of its airports as early as tomorrow. That'll help get emergency relief supplies to everyone as quickly as possible. Donations are already being collected at Besco Shippers in West Philadelphia. The owner has family on the island.
A lot of people wanted to get over it as quickly as possible and just move on. I mean, I'm just hoping that everybody's okay in Jamaica.
If you're looking for ways to help those impacted by Hurricane Melissa, just head to our website. We've got a list of charities accepting donations. You can find a link right on our homepage at NBC10.com.
As we watch Hurricane Melissa, we remember another superstorm, Sandy. Today marks 13 years since Sandy came ashore in Brigantine, New Jersey. And to this day, the hurricane's impact is still something that is being felt at the shore. It's also something that has people working to make sure it never happens again. People here at this gathering in Ocean County talked storm preparedness yesterday. There's a lot of concern about federal budget cuts and the government shutdown. People are worried both could have a big impact on how communities prepare and respond to natural disasters.
Anything that was in the planning process, any projects that were being implemented are paused until further notice. If we were to have a disaster now, especially to the extent of Sandy, and the government were to be shut down, we would have a completely disjointed response.
Hurricane Sandy caused more than $62 billion in damage in New Jersey alone, forever changing the state's landscape. The government shutdown starting to impact everything from pay to child care, and people are really feeling the pain.
That's right. In just 2 days, tens of millions of people will see vital food and nutrition benefits vanish. And now states are fighting back. Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware are among 25 states suing the Trump administration over the SNAP benefits. The states say the federal government has a $5 billion contingency fund, but Republicans at the USDA say it's not legally available to use. The shutdown could also impact the Head Start program. It'll lose funding on Saturday. Leaders from the National Head Start Association say parents are scrambling to make other child care arrangements. Workers at the airport are also feeling the pain. Air traffic control workers lost their first paycheck yesterday. NBC 10's Lili Zheng is there with reaction from workers and conserved travelers.
Here at Philly International, we spoke with the union president representing local aviation workers, specifically air traffic controllers. He says he has not seen an uptick when it comes to sick call-outs. Workers are still showing up, so they're not seeing any major delays, which is good news for folks who showed up at the airport this morning ready for their flights. But as workers go longer without pay, it's going to add stress to a job where the union says safety and focus is paramount. Pre-shutdown, the country was already short just under 4,000 controllers, and for weeks now, thousands of air traffic controllers have had to keep working during the government shutdown. But this week marks the first time working with a $0 paycheck. Some have reportedly gotten second jobs to make ends meet. Yesterday, workers handed out pamphlets informing people of the situation. People magazine reports in an effort to feed federal aviation workers who are going unpaid, some airlines are stepping in to pay for meals. Some passengers we spoke with this morning say they are showing up to the airport earlier than usual just in case, while others say they aren't as concerned.
My parents are older and they always anticipate some sort of chaos, so I'm sure if they're going to be traveling during the holidays, they'll leave an hour or two earlier.
My daughter had problems last weekend flying from New York to Florida, so she said maybe you want to go a half hour early instead of just 2 hours. So I came 2.5.
The transportation secretary says the lack of pay is not helping with recruiting more controllers. Bottom line, the union says they are happy to work. They just want to be paid. So certainly a lot of moving parts in this ongoing situation. For now, reporting at Philly International, Lili Zheng, NBC 10 News.
SEPTA is working to inspect as many rail cars as possible, but says it's unlikely it'll meet Friday's federal deadline.
So the Federal Railroad Administration gave SEPTA until the end of the month to inspect all 225 Silverliner 4 cars. As of yesterday, it has inspected 98 of them. The FRA says the trains pose a fire risk and could order SEPTA to take uninspected trains out of service. SEPTA says it's talking to the agency about next steps, possibly getting an extension. Halloween just 2 days away. While it's fun to dress up in costume, doctors are warning that certain accessories could pose a risk to you or your kids' eyes.
That's right. Wills Eye Hospital says non-prescription contacts can damage the eyes or cause infections. You could also get an infection by reusing last year's Halloween makeup. The hospital says false eyelashes can pose risks if you don't use proper hygiene while applying them. The doctors also see eye injuries from props like swords, arrows, and other pointy objects. You got to be careful.
AAA says there's even more safety concerns you need to know about. The problem stemmed from Halloween being on a Friday night.
They don't have to get up for school the next day. Partygoers don't have to get up for work the next day.
There are concerns. There also may be more drunk drivers on the roads. Drivers have to anticipate kids darting out into the street, and parents need to make sure kids are wearing things like reflective wristbands, glow sticks, and flashlights. Today marks the 100 days until the Winter Olympics in Milan, Italy.
You'll be able to watch the games right here on NBC 10. NBC 10's Siobhan McGurl will be traveling to Milan to bring you the biggest stories from the games. Look for her live coverage starting in February. She may get to spot a few celebrities over in Italy. Check out who else is making an appearance.
Cookie Master, where you going with all these cookies?
Me going to the Winter Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
Cookie Monster and Elmo are headed to Italy. The two are among several Sesame Street pals who are part of the coverage of the Winter Games. NBC Universal says the Sesame Street crew will be featured on social media and TV coverage just like the Summer Games in Paris last year. All right. Disappointing news for you here. Nobody won last night's Powerball, Mega Millions jackpot, I should say.
It now stands at $754 million. The next drawing is on Friday. That means someone could be in for a real treat this Halloween.
Oh, would you imagine? That'd be amazing. I wouldn't be thinking of Halloween if I won that. Oh, boy.
No.
I'd be thinking about my whole future. I have a whole lot of time on my hands.
My whole future with all that money.
That's it. Exactly.
That does it for this edition of The Lineup.
For Erin Coleman, I'm Keith Jones. You can get NBC 10 News updates right here on the NBC 10 app. You can also catch us weekday mornings from 5 to 7 a.m. Have a great day.
See ya.